Just 1 second, guys. Alrighty, I think.
Time. I'd like to thank you all for being here on time, and let's give it a few more minutes for others to join. We will be kicking off uh, at 5 minutes past the hour. So yeah, another 3 minutes to be exact. But in the meantime, of course, we can have a little chit chat. That's allowed, of course.
Hey, Plan A, how you
Mike,
doing?
how are you?
Not too bad. All is well. We're also live
Oh,
on
great.
YouTube. I'm seeing
Oh, good.
some new people, like some familiar faces on YouTube commenting. So I appreciate that, guys. And yeah, don't forget to spank that like button, eh?
Yes, yes, of course. Great. Ali, I see you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks very much. How are you guys?
Doing okay. Doing okay. Hope all is well. I hope that all is resolved from I think the week before. I think
Um.
a
Oh
slight
yeah, yeah,
hiccup.
yeah. We're all
Emergency.
good.
Oh, good.
No, yeah,
Good.
we're all good. Family's all good. Business as
Great.
usual. I was actually off this week, off work.
Oh,
Because I run my
okay.
own business, but I was off work.
Yeah.
So being at home, I got nothing done. Looking after kids and running around. I can't wait to get back to work tomorrow so I can go 24/7 crypto again.
Well, it's definitely worth it when you take time off and recharge the battery. So great, and yes, we definitely look forward to seeing seeing you back in action in full force. There's a lot going on within the ecosystem, and yeah, can't wait to can't wait to catch up during
Yeah, it doesn't
this
seem to be the whole ecosystem does not seem to be letting up at all. It just
noticeable.
the momentum just keeps building and just keeps going with everything.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's just it's just wonderful to see how the ecosystem has evolved and continues to evolve. So yeah, I can't add anything else to what you just said. It's just it seems to be just growing from strength to strength. Yeah, great. Everyone, thank you for attending. I appreciate everyone being here. We will be kicking off very, very shortly. Actually, we'll be kicking off right about now. Okay, so Mike, can you check whether you received the co-host invite? I sent it a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, I think there is an issue again for whatever reason.
Okay. Is it just simply not working?
Yeah, I normally, yeah, so I don't see any of it really. So I don't know, maybe you
You're not
can give it
seeing.
another try, but yeah.
Okay. Let me just give it a quick. Yes, I'll give it a quick try again. Okay. Mike, I mean, it may be if you don't mind, would you mind just sort of? Oh no, if you log off and log back in, uh, I guess that will affect the YouTube, um, you know,
Yeah, I think that,
reception, won't it?
yeah, I think that'll be the issue. I mean, I think for now it's okay. You will probably just give it a try a
Okay.
bit later on and see if that would
Okay.
work.
No problem. Okay. Um, Everyone, thanks again for attending. So first things first, I'd like to thank you all for being here in our usual way. our meeting will be split into 4 segments. You would have our opening, and that would be sort of Mike and I, going through stats, TitanX Hub, new features, security tips. That will of course be from Mike, and then I'll hand over to Bad Sports, who's meant to be here, and I hope he's going to be here before Mike, finishes. Of course. Oh yes. Okay. DeFi Flux. Yes. Okay. So and Bad Sports will take us through marketing updates. After that, we'll move on to the BOT protocols updates, and that again we'll start with Bad Sports, who will just give us an update on Flux, and then we can move on. Ali, I see Steve DeFi is here. Element 280, Dude, and of course, Crypto Awesome is here. That's great. There's just a lot to get through. Please bear with us. I can't wait to hear the updates, because again, as for those who are here, at the start, there's a lot going on within the ecosystem, and I am really looking forward to these updates. Okay, so first, let's get through the TitanX protocol, stats. Can I just mention this for those who are new here? Now, TitanX is the base protocol of the entire ecosystem, and so the stats that I go through here are just for TitanX. If you want to look at other stats, as in stats of other, BOT protocols, I will encourage you to visit the relevant websites, and of course the Telegram groups, the relevant Telegram groups, where you have if you have any questions. But in any case, we have some of our founders here, so if you want to ask any questions, there will be time for that. Good. Okay, so I'm on the TitanX page now. I think something that is really, really fascinating that happened this week is, I think we all know that our last spaces, the liquid, as in TitanX in circulation, stood at 67 trillion. I just rounding it down to 67 trillion. It also jumped up to 71 trillion, I think by midweek or thereabout. Something that was fascinating that we saw with Hyper, or the launch of Hyper, is the way that Hyper pretty much absorbed a huge chunk of the liquid TitanX, and so today we stand at just over 60 trillion TitanX, liquid. So I think that is really pretty much the major change in stats, and it's a big one. And so, the ecosystem is really good. I was thinking the other day, we really haven't spent too much time going over the buy and burn, the TitanX buy and burn pools, V1, V2, in our recent sessions. And that's because, there's just a lot that's happening. We've got the build on TitanX protocol that are just, taking over. And it's a good thing. It shows that the ecosystem is really growing in a real way. So, I don't propose to go to kind of even discuss the V1, V2 protocols, because pools of TitanX, because that's not the main story. the main story again is the BOT protocols and how they're performing. Let me just finish up with this. I really want to do this, and that is to go to TitanX Hub. Now, we all know that the TitanX Hub is available. The premium TitanX Hub is available for those of us who want to get more granular information. Now I'm going through this on a high level. There's more detail here if you have access to this. But this is really where I am now looking at. So here we got where today is day 331. Unique users, same as last week, 13.7 thousand. ETH used to date to start miners, 49.7K, of course, approximation. In ETH terms, that would be anywhere between 140 to 150 million USD. In other words, 150 million USD worth of ETH has passed through the TitanX TitanX protocol itself to date. Miners started is over 265,000 miners. Okay, so those are just your high level stats that are pretty much, haven't changed that much, but I think it's still worth mentioning, particularly for those of us who are new. And I would want to now round up or finish up with where we are with our TitanX mines for sort of the last week of what's left of this month, the month of September. And it seems what we have, mintable TitanX, 7.84 trillion TitanX is left. TitanX, that's due to mint. So we were initially at 25 trillion at the start of the month. At the end of week 3, that's where we are now. Beginning of week 4, we have just over 7.8 trillion left to mine. And so if everyone mines their TitanX, and I don't see why not, given the trajectory of the entire ecosystem, I think, we're expecting 7.8 trillion on the market next week, well, the week we're getting into now. October, again, 13 trillion. There's no news there. And so I think I would leave it at that for now. That gives us a good view as to where we're coming from, and what the future would sort of look like. I think we all know the story of the hyper-deflationary phase that is fast approaching. And that's really where the party starts. But, I think going through this process of community building and all the experience of just going through this phase. If you look at the last 2 months, August and September, these 2 months, we experienced the highest inflation in the life of this ecosystem, and it has been, I think, among the most exciting months that we've had so far. So it's not so much, the end of it's going through the processes. Okay, I'll just take a step back here. What I'm trying to say is, yes, we all want to see green candles, and we want to see the 1000x plus in the future, and that's great, definitely. But I think that there's a lot to gain from just going through that process to get there, in all the ups and downs. And I think, as Mike has put it sometime in the past, red candles or green candles, we're here, day in and day out. And I see that with all the protocols here. And that is really, for me, the beauty of this ecosystem. And that's really where I get meaning, really, from, experience in the process. But anyway, I think that's it from me, and I'd like to hand over to Mike now. Mike, over to you.
Thank you very much, Plan A. Yeah, I mean, as you just said yourself right now, a green candle, red candles. Yeah, we're here every Sunday, so I really like that. I think that quote came at the time where actually there was a lot of of red candles, so we somewhat forgot that world a little bit. The green candles make you forget the past somewhat a little bit, right? So no, but nevertheless, yeah, thank you very much for being here. And I have some few thoughts today. I want to keep it as short as possible because we have a lot of people and there's a lot of exciting things going on. So I have like three things here in mind, right? The first one is something which also Jake tweeted this week, and that's the build on TitanX ethos and principles. And then the second part is more like the security part. I mean, this is something which really touches me quite a bit because I am somewhat on the other end where people contact me when they're yeah, they have like security breaches or like I don't know, they got hacked, phished, whatsoever. So this is something I really want to emphasize again. And then the lastly, I'm going to be talking a little bit about TitanX Hub and the TitanX Sub bot, which is quite new on the Telegram front. So probably just one thing regarding the build on TitanX ethos and principles. I also pinned the tweet above, so some of you can actually go and check it out as well. But in essence, I think, I like all in all, I would say like the build on TitanX, it's something very special, and the strength lies in these kind of principles, right? And the principles, the core principles from for build on TitanX is fair launch, and that's like no exceptions regarding this, right? And I guess maybe there are some people out there who misuse even this fair launch word essentially to uh, cover up essentially what they're doing. But essentially fair launch, no exceptions about this. So there's no illegal ICOs or pre-sales whatsoever. We're trying to do the things right so that it's well yeah, principle and these core things are in place. And it's also the performance-based rewards for the devs. And yeah, and lastly, always you always pair it with TitanX. So obviously, because that will also support our ecosystem. So in short, is like you burn, lock, or stake TitanX, and you pay it with the LP, right? So I think these are very important principles so that we adhere to them. And I think it gets harder at times when we are growing, right? So the part of like the bigger we get, maybe there's trying to like there's going to be some slip ups of not trying to follow the right thing. But I think this is something maybe I'll also have to remember myself, is like to have even to talk on Sunday and just to always incorporate this build on TitanX ethos and principles, because I think that's the most important thing really. And one of the thing as well is I was talking to somebody from the community today, and I think he said something very very right, and it doesn't matter how OG anyone or anything is. It's about lock, burn, take off the market, and NLP with TitanX. And this is something which he wrote, and I thought this is quite the essence of it. At times, I guess, it's like you have some people who are OGs, and obviously there's trust to that, and maybe they're trying to get away with some of this stuff. But I think that should definitely not be the case at all. It doesn't matter how OG or anyone or anything is, and I think that's the most important thing. So I'm just want to drive home the build on TitanX ethos, and I think that's hopefully a bit more clear on that side. So that's one of the points. And then regarding security, one thing I would really like to say is I do get a lot of people like writing me, yeah, regarding, yeah, it's like either they got fished or things like that. So maybe two things I really want to drive home. And essentially also another thing which I would like to mention is I think I would start like like a little campaign or something where I just remind people about the security as well. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, Sunday security, something, whatever. Maybe I'll pick something and then I'm going to repeat this message every Sunday or whatever the day I picked, because it seems rather to me that a lot of people still don't have the principal things. They don't understand like how security works in crypto, and like they don't know revoke.cash, for instance, right? So these are things where I'm interacting with people and they don't know these very well, I guess probably to me, simple, like standard things which you have to know. And I think this is something maybe I will take, because it really hurts me when somebody writes to me and then is like, oh, um, I gave some random smart contract a few months ago, like permission, and now I've been drained of my TitanX, and something like, I don't know, 12K or 15K is gone. It is so sad, man. I mean, it's yeah, and then I'm just like, okay, go visit revoke.cash, revoke that contract at least. I mean, this is more probably the positive side, where you only go drain of one token. But the sad part is actually you go drain of all your tokens when your seed phrase gets compromised, for instance. I mean, in that case, it's like maybe there's a little bit of where I can help you out and maybe recover some of the running miners, because most of the time they have a sweeper bot running on your address, so you cannot really do that. Like there's ways. I mean, how I do it, then it's like maybe you can overcome some of that, but that's not even a given at times. Maybe if that even works, because there's still a success rate. Obviously, it's like I think the success rate I have is like quite high, but still I don't want you to come into that position. That would be the ideal situation. But anyhow, I'm just want to repeat security. I think also something which who says that again? I think Marco the Hexican, right? I think that's one thing he really likes to say, and that is, don't be lazy on your education. Absolutely, I would like to repeat that. Don't be lazy on your education, especially security education. It's actually there's few principles when you need to learn, and once you know them, it's like you're fairly good, right? But somewhat it seems like most of the people still don't have these. I mean, probably there's just like 3 4 points where you really, and then you just know. But anyhow, I would want to start something like where I repeat these principles. One, the security, and then probably second also the build on Titan's ethos, so that people actually, it's in our mind, because we tend to forget stuff and we learn more. Like we need to be more reminded than being told something new. I think this is also something I would like to say. Anyway, I want to just make the last point as well, and that is TitanX Premium, the TitanX bot. So one thing I would really like to say, and shout out to you, Plan A, because back then when we got started with the TitanX Premium, uh, you were the first customer and you did not even ask for a discount. So shout out to you, because you were the first customer, and we got it all building. By the way, also I'm a partner up with Ted. I think, I'm not sure if he's listening in today, but we're working together on that as well, the TitanX Premium. So that's something. But nevertheless, Plan A, shout out to you, man. You're the first customer. You did not ask for a discount or anything, and it's incredible, because that was essentially the start and we didn't even know where we're going with it. But thank you, and also all the people who have also subscribed, thank you for your trust and support. And yeah, we're trying our best to keep all the analytics up to date and everything, and yeah, build that out to have the vision of all the build on Titanese projects, to have all the data for them as well. So that is gonna help you out. Probably just lastly, I want to say there is a new TitanX bot, Telegram bot, which is currently sending some new stats inside the Telegram groups on Hydra, Blaze, on Inferno. Maybe some of you have seen it. There was a bit of an update today for Hydra, that the interval normally was half an hour. Now I talked to Eric, or Eric wrote to me that he would like to have it more an hour. I think that was fine for him. So that is something which I changed, and that is live right now. And also another thing regarding the TitanX sub stats bot on Telegram, I'm getting more and more DMs, and people would like to have that bot actually, where they can subscribe themselves on these projects, and they essentially like they want to have, I don't know, blaze stats every 6 hours, whatever. So that is something I'm getting more. So they don't want to have the stats. Yeah, they want to have not directly inside the Telegram groups, but they want to have it on their personal, so they can get reminded of these stats. So that is something functionality wise I'm gonna probably add down the line. Now there's just too many things going on, so I have to be very careful where I put my energy into, because yeah, it's just not enough. It's yeah. So anyhow, probably talking way too much now. Thank you for listening in, and if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll give it to the next person. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Just to mention, I think definitely your security tips are, invaluable for the community, because as TitanX continues to grow, it will continue to become, it will become more and more of a target. And I think we all need to be aware of that. This week, as much as we've had the highs with the launch of the likes of Hydra. We all think there was a hack, or if you like, a wallet was compromised, and I think the community felt it as well, because there was a dump on the market of the TitanX that was hacked. So I think all that needs to be said. I think, Mike, I don't think it can be said enough. It's really, yes, we need to be more and more attentive, and get to grips with our security. So thanks again. And by the way, yes, of course, TitanX Hub. It was more of a selfish, move on my part, to get hold of, the granular stats that you had available and that you still have available with the new features that are now being built into TitanX Hub Premium. And of course, that was for me to be able to structure and build my positions properly, and not do it blindly. So that's a great resource for the community, and one that I definitely will recommend to anyone who is interested. Okay, good. Bad Sports. I think it's over to you.
How's everyone doing? All good?
All is well, thank you.
Nice. Yeah. So if I'm loud and clear, obviously I am speaking through the Flux account. Yeah, I thought that was quite fitting, seeing as though we're going to have our launch in around 30 minutes. So yeah, I'll just jump into the marketing, sort of like the marketing team update, and where we are there with the first anniversary event, and it's going really well. We have over 40 speakers confirmed at the minute, so we're currently sort of just working through the different teams there, trying to understand, who works best with who on stream, who's got complementary discussions, and also maybe some maybe there's some people with some different views which we can spark some really interesting conversation. I think that would be a nice way to go there. We're still reaching out to people, different speakers. We'd like to try and get as many speakers out of the community as well. We've got so many speakers from founders, community members, all content creators. We've got all the brilliant public speakers that we've got already in TitanX, but we'd really like to try and bring some people in from some other communities, or even just general, crypto streamers and the like. So we're working on that at the moment. And yeah, again, if anyone can help out there, let's try and build these numbers up. We are going to this coming week, we're going to start putting out some marketing material, some some first anniversary posters and some cool graphics and artwork to really try and get some excitement building as we get closer to that event. And then, we're working in the background a lot in terms of just, organizing that and trying to get that all scheduled up. So it's really good fun. I'm just really pleased and proud to be invited into that group. So kudos to Plan A and Mike Dean for bringing me into that. And the Blaze team will be hosting that event. So, shout out to all the Blaze team there. There's going to be a few of the guys who are going to manage that from the back end, which is probably going to be one of the hardest parts of the whole process. But, as we saw with Crypto Audi King, he absolutely smashed it the last week. He did the 12-hour stream. Brilliant success. Jake was on, Marco, all the founders. And I think by the time we got on for Flux and Inferno and Blaze, he was pretty wiped out, but we kept the energy going, and all in all, it was a great stream. And just respect to Crypto Audi King for absolutely smashing that. It was really good. That's the sort of update on the event there. I don't know if you've got any questions for that one, Plan A, Mike.
No questions from my end.
I just think that's good. It's all going well. It's all going smooth. We're going to try and get more speakers involved, and then you'll start to see some marketing presence from it over the coming days. I'll have to apologize. I've been totally focused on the Flux launch the past few days. Not even managed to really stream that much this weekend, which is disappointing. I know it's not good enough, so I apologize to the community for that one. But we are going to go live in 27 minutes. So I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet. Flux is going to launch in 27 minutes. We're going to lock the Telegram. We're going to open the voice chat. So if you want to jump in there and ask any questions, that will be the way to do it. Please do not interact with anything other than any contract addresses that come from the DApp. So in the footer of the DApp, app.flux.win, all the contract addresses are there, and that is where any users or any participants will get that CA from until we are live. And then the X page will publish a post with everything there. So please do not interact with anything other than the official app, which is app.flux.win. And super exciting. Everyone's really hyped. Inferno has just been absolutely rocketing past few days. There's been a bit of profit taking over the last 24 hours, but holding up well. We're launching on Inferno, and I'm just super excited. I'm really cutting it close now. So I'm going to just say thanks for everyone coming tonight, and hopefully I'll be able to jump on a stream in the next sort of hour or so, and jump in, ask questions, and just super excited. So I'll pass you over. Sorry I couldn't stay any longer, but thanks guys. Thanks for the time.
Not a problem. Thanks, Bad Sports. All the best with the launch. Take care. Ali, over to you.
Hello, I'm sure Bad Sports he's got his hands full there. Coming on to give a market update 27 minutes before launching a protocol. What the hell? I know how stressful it is. So he sounded pretty calm, cool, and collected there. So fair play to him. I also think he broke the world record for saying speaker the most times in a sentence. So congratulations again, Bad Sports. Updates for us. Blaze has been on the tear again. The price rocketed up to over $3 on Blaze this week. Just maybe people participating before the first massive day 88 payout. Hard to believe that we're already 88 days in of flawless operation on the Blaze protocol. So around $280,000 worth of ETH was paid out to the stakers. It actually fell on the same day as one of the 8-day payouts. So there was a lot of ETH paid out, and if that's anything to go by, there's a lot of the time in the build up of those pools where the Blaze price was quite suppressed. Sitting around the $3 mark now. Again, the whole market seems to have a bit of a pullback this afternoon. But yeah, if we can hold up around that $3 mark, the those prize pools will increase pretty well over the next 88 days. Also crazy to think, but to get a Blaze Diamond Hand ticket, you have to get your hands on 4,000 Blaze and lock it for about 8 years. Um, there are currently, I think it's about 73 Diamond Hand tickets have been allocated already. It's just a crazy amount of people that participating that are staking max term to get their hands on the juicy 888-day pool. So yeah, Blaze going absolutely phenomenally at the minute. Really pleased with what's happening there. And again, Inferno, we've just had all-time high after all-time high every day this week. With the buy and burn balance hit $1.8 million last week. That's a lot of that's been used up already. I think it's maybe down under 800K already. But it's just crazy to see the performance of that chart. Everybody's been chilling it on Twitter, on X, sorry, just because just from its inception 9 weeks ago now, it's just really went up and to the right, and it went parabolic the last couple of weeks. So to participate in that, like everybody else, it's been a great ride. Just participating in a few weeks, minting my tokens, and seeing the volume of them grow exponentially in this last week. So the MEV bot as well. We've seen the worst of the MEV bot end today at 3 p.m. UK time. We're back up to burning over 80% of the value that's in it, and because the ban burn balance is going down, we should be through the worst of that. So it's actually although it's burned, it's actually the dollar value that we're using in the ban burn is less. We're actually burning a lot more tokens now. So yeah, we also seen it go to over 1,000 holders. A couple of weeks back, a few weeks back, we were sitting there, with a couple of hundred. I remember being stuck at 300 holders, not even, only a few weeks ago. And to see that number spike up over 1,000, I think it's at about 1,050 at the minute. It's just been, just an insane ride. Now we have Flux launching today that's going to add to the buy and burn. I think we can talk a little bit more publicly now that there are two more projects that are in build at the minute that will be built on top of Inferno. Build on Inferno is now kind of one of the narratives within the ecosystem. There's such a lot of hype and excitement, just around the Inferno bull meme. Then that project itself, he is now more or less, just a meme coin, with followers and an active, engaged, fun-loving community. But now we have protocols getting built on it. I think it's one of the, it's really leading the way in the ecosystem of this, again, this other narrative of meme fi. We've got Flux launching on it today. We have Alien X coming in the future, not too far away. It's pretty far along. It's builds coming along. We also have another one called Goat X being built on it. The greatest of all Titan, the greatest of all TitanX is that. So that's things that are being built on top of Inferno at the minute, and that's only stuff again that I know of. So yeah, absolutely crazy week. Glad to be here, and if anybody has any questions at the end for any of those protocols, feel free to ask. Also, we have built another project that we haven't even mentioned to any of the community yet. This one's been kept completely secret. It's something completely new that the ecosystem has never seen before, something completely different to everything else that's out there at the minute. And I will hopefully be announcing that one on the stream here next week. So it's just exciting times all around. So to say anybody has any questions at the end, feel free to pop up and ask. And thanks once again for all the hard work everybody's putting in. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Ali. We look forward to the surprise protocol that you have that you built already. It seems. I think we look forward to hearing more about that. When is the time frame for the announcement?
Well, I actually give Mike Dean the first heads up of anybody in the community a few days ago, because I hope to get it listed next week or maybe next Sunday, and then we can kind of give it a bit of an announcement of what it is on the Spaces
Okay.
next Sunday. And also, Awesome X is going to speak too. I mean, I'm involved in Awesome X, and I'm really glad to be going over and helping our becoming like a helper and a participant and a builder on the DragonX side of the ecosystem as well. So I hope Crypto Awesome has some nice updates for us on that as well today.
Yes, of course. We're looking forward to Crypto Awesome's update as well. First, Steve DeFi. What do you have for us?
Am I coming in loud and clear?
Oh yes, very much so.
Oh, fantastic! I'm on a hill overlooking the sea, watching the sun go down. So it's a great place to be on this space. So yeah, first congratulations to Josh and the Flux team, Scotty and Irish. Awesome stuff on your launch. Just big congratulations to you guys. Excited to see it and participate in that. On the Vault side, update on the Vault. Quick, for everyone who doesn't know Vault, it's launching next week on 28th of September. Vault is a limited supply, quick distribution, massive buy and burn. That's the macro top down view. Connect on the Telegram. Love to chat with you. We have other protocols too building on Vault, which is awesome. Using their protocol and combining Vault into the tokenomics, which is awesome to see. I know two so far, and not including what I have planned with like the Vault wheel and some others. And audits, Vault audits. How are we on audits? We are finishing our third audit tomorrow or the next day, and so I can say Vault is triple audited, and a lot of it was, I thought that was cool marketing to have a triple audited, because Vault was ready last week and just about, but I thought, let's have another audit. There's time for another audit, so let's have another audit, and so we did, and so now we can say triple audited. So it's that's I love that, and we hired some of the top auditors. So Dead Rose, and then two other really top guys I really like. Mike Dune, Mike Dean is making the Dune Dashboard. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, we're hiring Mike for that. I love to like get developers in the ecosystem and people to do stuff. So I'm really thankful for Mike for taking that on, even though he's so busy. So thank you, man. With Vault, oh yeah, the front end for Vault is been done for a while, but it's what I did with there's two things I liked doing on Vault the most. One of them was the front end design. That was a lot of fun, and I hired two independent design teams that didn't know they were competing against each other to make something really good, and that was fun to see what each did in two separate designs. So I actually ended up combining bits of both. But yeah, so that was a lot of fun. And the second one is the streaming. I'm not usually the guy that likes to be in the front, but when I started doing Vault, I had to get the word out. So I went on all the streams, and it became for me a load of fun. So I really enjoy it. And a big thank you to Chiz for reaching out to me this week and saying, let's do a stream together. And Chiz wrote this. Chiz has a massive. If everyone doesn't know Chiz, he's definitely should be following if you love TitanX and DeFi. He has a massive of experience in DeFi since 2017. Loves all the protocols and things. And he wrote this thing about to me about topics we could talk about, and really good stuff. It's like I put in ChatGPT and said summarize this, and it came up with a few things. And one of them was Unity in DeFi. So I started the show on Saturday night, Unity in DeFi, and I think Chiz will be on next week too, and it's just like a philosophical. Everyone's invited. It's all about Titan, how TitanX fits in DeFi. Because it's TitanX is DeFi 3.0. It's the cutting edge of tokenomics, of community, of the way things are done. So it's all discussions and perspectives of that. And yeah, so the other thing is so yeah, thank you, Chiz. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed the stream last night with you. and hope to do it again. The other thing I've got, Josh, Bad Sport's coming on my show tomorrow, talking about Flux, and I'm really excited to talk to him just after the launch and how he's feeling and all about Flux. So I'm really excited to speak to Josh about that. So guys, that's the update. Vault launching next week on the 28th of September. I'll drop in my YouTube channel in the chat so you can connect. And thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for the energy you bring. I see how enthusiastic you are about Volt, and yeah, I think it definitely seems that it is going to do some good things, within the ecosystem. I think there's the concept that you talked about during your stream with Chiz, and it is this. I think it's a flywheel within a flywheel. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you able to expand on that at this stage, or do you want?
Oh, well, I think you might be
just for the benefit of everyone.
Yeah, I think you might be talking about phase 2 called the Vault Wheel, and yeah, just to keep people's focus, I'll talk more about that after the launch of Vault. But Vault is like the center. It's built on TitanX with TitanX liquidity pool. Yeah. So.
Oh, great. Okay, we'll watch the space. Thanks again for the update. And I think on that note, we'll move on to Crypto Awesome. So, Crypto Awesome, over to you.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Right on. Well, thank you guys so much. It's such a pleasure to be in this community and to be building on DragonX right now, and to be working with both Ali and Josh. So, yeah, we are doing, if you guys want to start rallying the troops and spreading the word, we're going to be announcing the launch date in the Telegram as soon as we get 1,000 people in the Telegram. So we have a little ways to go, but that's really not a lot of people. There's a massive community here, so I think we can rally the troops and make that happen. Very excited about the Flux launch today, but that's on another topic. So yeah, the couple really cool things that I've been realizing about why Inferno painted such a beautiful chart is because I've been really thinking about inflation. And the really beautiful thing about AwesomeX is it's so simple. It's literally mint on Fridays, claim on Saturdays, just like Inferno. And the beautiful thing about that, with the 70% buy and burn, the beautiful thing about that is that inflation is immediately built into the chart. This is why I think Inferno had such a beautifully painted chart, because you could clearly tell when you throw it on the weekly, you can clearly tell each week, and it was a beautiful, perfectly ascending chart. It's I've never seen anything like it. But I think the reason that happens in this case is because there is no mining, there's no staking, so there's no delayed inflation in this protocol. The inflation is immediately built in, and if people want to sell their bags right when they claim, then the buy and burn is going to come in there and eat it right up. So I really think that the design of Inferno was just so beautiful, and being basically Inferno built on DragonX is going to just be amazing. So yeah, I mean, I think that the inflation is going to be immediately built into the chart. We're going to see how it all plays out. But that's really the one revelation that I had this week. I was asking myself, how does this chart look so perfect? And when you put the 2 weekly charts of Inferno next to DragonX weeklies, I mean, gosh, I don't know what that combination recipe is going to ultimately do, but it is a powerhouse experiment. And not financial advice for anybody, but let's see how this goes. I think it's going to be really massive for the ecosystem. We're going to be allocating also to the DragonX Vault and doing direct DragonX burns as well as the 70% AwesomeX buy and burn. So So I think it's going to be a powerhouse. Yeah, that's really all I got. Any questions?
Great. I think on that note, sorry, Rain first. I mean, before we open up for questions, do you want to say anything?
Yeah. How you guys doing, everybody?
Doing well, thank you.
Great. Mike and Plan A, thanks for your consistency. It's awesome. And the growth of the community organically is awesome. And the principles that you're discussing at the beginning are extremely important. You know, I just wanted to touch on that. I think that the security aspect, maybe we could, I know Mike's an expert and there's a lot of people in here that are very smart with that, but it seems to be that there needs to be some more education on perhaps on the subject, and that's something that that I'd be happy to help with as well, based off of bad experiences, right, and learning experiences and over the years. Mike did a fantastic bot for Blaze and Inferno. It's awesome, like he was talking about, for constant price updates and everything. And I suggest, you know, everybody should consider that, you know, if you have a protocol and even if you're really active in the ecosystem and looking at stuff constantly. So, in second, you know, I just want to say best of luck to Josh and you know, Scotty and everybody, and with Flux today. I hope you guys, they just rock it out, you know, and it's another just banger for the TitanX ecosystem. You know, we had a great Blaze payout. Everything went flawless. So it was really nice to see some fat Ethereum rewards coming in for everybody. Yeah, I guess that was day before yesterday or whatnot. You know, really excited for Volt. Volt's coming, you know, another revolutionary protocol by Mr. Steve DeFi. It says DeFi is in his last name for a reason there, I think. You know, and I'm not going to go into Lotus too much, but because there's a lot going on and we don't need to. But Lotus, my protocol, you know, is going to be built on Volt, and the white paper should be out, I'm hoping, by the latest at the end of the week. And just something to think about. I'm aiming to launch. We're already in development. I'm aiming to launch probably right after the TitanX conference. You know, so I'm really hoping that's a good date, and just let everybody else, you know, have their time and have their space. And yeah, so that's just what I wanted to say. Oh, and one last thing, I'm creating another YouTube channel in addition. We have the weekly Blaze, obviously, where everyone and anybody is welcome all the time. Just reach out to us. But I have one that's going to be called TitanX Visions that's going to be out there. And it's just going to be another algorithmic type of thing that's going to help broaden the ecosystem awareness. And I'm going to be streaming to that. And it's going to be linked in, and people can come on there and talk as well, just to get the algorithm going. So, yeah, I hope everyone's enjoying their Sunday, and that is all I wanted to say. So thanks for the platform.
Thank you. Thanks, Raymond. Again, well, the floor is open now. I want to acknowledge the Mo and Bad Sports are both leading our marketing effort. And in the immediate term, or if you like in the short term, our first year anniversary and day 369 events are really being coordinated and led by Bad Sports and Mo. So again, thank you, Mo, and thanks again to Bad Sports. Chiz is also part of the marketing group, and his invaluable input is also recognized. And I wanted to make sure that we, you know, that I mentioned that, and that we're all aware of what's happening here. The great thing about our community is our ability to work together, you know, to achieve our defined goals. And it's really a pleasure to see. I know we all have busy lives, but we do find time. We do find time to contribute because we know there's something really special here. If we want to talk about the price action that has occurred this week, this is not financial advice. I'm not making any forward-looking statements, But something magical is really in the pipeline for this ecosystem. It is definitely my view, and it's down to everyone's individual effort. That is really ensuring this thing comes together. So I think the saying that that has been uttered here in the past, that this is really DeFi of the community, by the community, and for the community, is real, and we're making it we're making it real. And I think on that note, if anyone has any ideas that can help the community grow, please do feel free to make that to make the suggestion. There are different forums where I'm sure if you bring up any ideas, it would definitely be taken up. Now we do have our marketing small group that is focused on the events that I mentioned earlier. If you want to mention it to the marketing group, I think we could look at it as well in that forum and bring it, of course, to the community. Let's just say we are on the right path. I like the streams that we see that we are having on a regular basis. I think that's really providing us with invaluable information. Let's continue to push this message out there. There is a lot that we can do, and there is a lot in the pipeline. I must say, there is a lot in the pipeline, and we can definitely do more. The ethos of the TitanX ecosystem is our key selling point, and as we're getting ready for the next bull market, for the bull market that is a few months ahead of us, and when I'm talking about sort of first quarter of next year and second quarter, I think that's really when it will be in full force. I think we should have our message ready, and it should, I will say, our ethos and the message that we bring should have permeated the wider crypto community. I think I'm going to hold off on that point, but I'm going to build that up to something else now. In the meantime, let me hand over to the Mo.
Can you hear me today?
Yes, loud and clear.
Hey, look at that. Hey, funny enough, same setup. I tried to use that one time and couldn't ever get on. Doing the same thing as I always do. But today it magically works. So, hey, I just wanted to... Thank you, sir. I just wanted to add, I had a thought suddenly as you were talking about ways that we can help promote the community as we get up to our big day 369 in the 1 year event. Not all the streamers will do it, but some of the streamers will offer to have any community member who wants come up on stream and take part in the streams. I know when I was watching early Pulse Chain and early Hex stuff, those community streams they did were fire. And you really got excited because everybody was taking part, kind of like these spaces like this. And you just sort of have this constant rotation of community members coming on streams. And, they would pop up and ask questions and sort of give their 2 cents of whatever topic is going on. And I always thought that was a really cool thing. So I'm going to kind of start doing that myself, and I'm going to encourage people to join my streams if they want to. Now, I realize people don't want to dox themselves, but with the streaming software that we use, it allows you to turn your camera off and just use the audio. So it can be just like a Spaces. You can come up on stream. It can just be audio. We don't have to see you. You can choose an avatar, and then you can join one of our live streams that's on YouTube. And I think that would really help to keep pushing this forward. Like I said, not all streamers are going to do it, but I think quite a few of them have already. And I would love to see more and more TitanX community members, especially all the ones who make really creative posts. I would love to see you guys start getting. Would be really awesome. So that was
Hey,
just kind of
Mo,
something I
Mo,
wanted to say.
Mo, sorry for putting in there. Just want to let everybody know that Flux has just gone live. Woohoo!
Flux, baby. Here we go. Let's flux and go. All right, that was all I had to say. I just think it would be awesome to see more participation in the streams. I will start sending out the links in the chats. And if you want to get on a stream that I'm hosting, DM me on X and I will send you the link to get on stream. So just wanted to add that. Plan A, appreciate you, what you're doing. As always, you and Mike Dean are always holding it down. I'm super excited for Flux. I'm going to stop talking. You guys, love you. Have a great day. Let's flux and go.
Thanks to Mo. Thanks a lot. Yeah, we're looking forward to Flux, and it's the latest TitanX baby. And you know, may it grow from strength to strength as we're witnessing, you know, the entire ecosystem grow. Good. Well, the floor is still open. Everyone or anyone who wants to come up and ask questions or say, you know, make a comment, please feel free. The verse. Thank you for everything you do. Your videos are normally, your YouTube videos are fire, really. I think a must watch for every, I guess, you know, TitanX enthusiast or anyone who's interested, because, you know, I think you definitely do share some really great information. And I think those golden nuggets is what I'll call them. Really, you know, very, very useful. So great. Desk, I see you. How are you?
Doing very well, Plan A. How are you and everybody else? Magdine, the Mo, you know, well, I see all of you. You know. Yeah. Uh, I just wanted to touch base a little bit on the Hydra that launched. It was very successful. You know, everybody, you know, understand. Everybody see that, and the reason some people will be wondering is it that successful? Why so many participation? And maybe it could be probably because it's Jake and you know, and Eric. But I would tell you that's not the reason. If you're thinking towards that direction, the reason, in my own opinion, is because they built that was built, you know, with in mind to lock up a lot of TitanX. And as you may know, most of all the communities, like everybody's in TitanX. And when you build something that helps TitanX and also, you know, help DragonX, you will definitely get a lot of support from the communities. And I'm not talking about giving TitanX, like locking up TitanX like 5%, 10%. Look, I have to lock like 10, 20%, lock it up. Because if you help us, you know, we want all the devs to thrive as much as you want us to thrive too. Because we are in TitanX, a lot of us, you lock up a lot of it, we will participate heavily on your project. And that also will increase your reputation as a dev. But when you give us like 5%, 2%, lock up 3%, yeah. If I was gonna put like $1,000, I'll put like $50 in your project or $100 in your project. So I just wanted to bring that up. Like, it was very successful Hydra because the aim was to lock up a lot of TitanX, and yeah, it was. I loved it, and I participated heavily as much as other people, and the result is there in the open for everybody to see. It became the second, you know, project in TitanX, like within a couple of hours. You know, yeah, that's just my 2 cents, guys. So help us, let's help you too. it's, thank you.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Desk. You're absolutely right. I think we can definitely take a look at the TitanX. Sorry about this. TitanX starts later on after the verse speaks, but you're absolutely right. I want to look at the leaderboard, and thanks for mentioning that. And that will be after the verse. Verse after you.
Hey, what's up, Plan A? Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Hey, good to see you, man. I just want to first off say thank you so much for all the stuff you do with these spaces. You do a great job bringing people together and, communicate ideas and really get into this situation where you have partnerships forming and everyone helping each other out. So it's really great. So guys, please do me a favor and follow the Plan A. Quick successful shout out to the Mo. Awesome live stream. Been putting a lot of work. Love the dude. Please go follow him. Shout out to Mike Dean. Shout out to Ali Kane. Shout out to Crypto Awesome and his new project coming along. I'm pretty excited to go speculate on that. Not financial advice. Shout out to Steve DeFi and shout out to Des for coming up and making an awesome comment about Hyper. And then also shout out to my boy Goo God, the other supreme TitanX meme coin commander out of the community. Me and him together, along with Trey Souls, we formed the Triumvirate. I'm just kidding, guys. We get the point. So here's the deal, guys. We got build on TitanX projects accelerating. We got more and more projects launching up until day 369. It's going to be really fun. We're seeing this ecosystem explode. And the main thing I want to say is, I got full support for all these new projects coming out. I'm excited to see the new development. I'm excited to see what ideas people bring to the blockchain. So it's going to be awesome. As for my live streams, I'm going to be covering a lot of TitanX altcoin projects. I'm going to be heavy on the technical analysis side. So if any of you guys are interested in learning TA, getting into trading patterns, learning Elliott wave theory, I'm going to start doing that more on live stream. I'm going to start putting out more tweets about that, and that's my main focus coming on to the future. So I want everyone to let you guys know that. And then also, last thing, Flux is launching today. Guys, check out the protocols. Let's get into some game theory, and let's see how this plays out. Outside of that, I'll stop talking. Shout out to everyone up here. Please follow, like, subscribe, share the post, and continue to get the word out. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Diverse. Thank you. That's a short and sweet. Thanks. Now I am actually on the TitanX website, looking at the stats page, scrolling down, and build on TitanX leaderboard. This is just to the point that Des was making earlier on. Of course, DragonX has the highest total of TitanX, either burned, locked, or staked. I think followed by Hydra, which was the point that Desk made earlier. And it's really, it's really great to see. I mean, DragonX, we know, has been around for, a few months. Hydra has jumped to second place. So, I mean, just less than a week. So that's good. And it seems, again, not financial advice here, but so far so good, it seems. And I'll just leave it at that. It's built on DragonX. I think if you want to see what DragonX is doing within the ecosystem, you can go to the DragonX Telegram and follow discussions there. But the way that the web of TitanX works, once if you like the entire protocols come together and the tightening, and this is pretty much, want of a better word, quantitative tightening, which is pretty much we all will be familiar with. But once the quantitative tightening continues to occur within TitanX ecosystem, or within TitanX itself, the protocol itself, it will definitely pull everything up. So DragonX shouldn't be seen in isolation of everything else. The entire ecosystem works together so that our various protocols and the entire ecosystem benefits. So I think that's really it on that point. The fact that we've not spent so much time on Hydra here really just speaks to its success. I mean, if it didn't go that well, then probably you need time to explain why it hasn't gone well or as expected, but it has exceeded expectations. And so what else is there really to say? There's nothing else to say. It's done really well, and that's it. Okay, I think on that note, while we wait for others to join to come up and ask questions, I think I want to go back on just mention the security point that was discussed earlier. Now, it would be a shame if, after all the effort that the entire community has put into this, that you have community members, particularly new community members or people who are new to crypto and are starting out with TitanX. It would really be unfortunate if we have the sort of loss that we found that happened last week, if more of those occur, because this is a community that really looks out for each other, and the opportunity to come up to speed is there, and you can do it fairly quickly. So that is one aspect of course, security that we definitely need to look at. But the other part of it is a point that has been kind of mentioned previously, and this is that our growth is one that we need to manage properly. We need to manage it in such a way that that the new risks that emerge as we grow, that they're taken care of. And I think I'm going to mention this point. I mean, if you take a look at, say, if we are at 100 build on TitanX protocols, it would really be, we really have to find a framework, a robust verification framework. We definitely do have our, we do have the TitanX hub that is quite clearly, as we talked about earlier, a great value add to the community. It transforms unstructured data into structured and usable data. That is great. It also provides us the list of TitanX protocols that are within play. But what about if you have about 100? Now we have 21 protocols. What about if we have 100? Can my DN manage each of these? And what about if you're in a situation where 2, 3 are launching the same week? Actually, to be frank with you, we're pretty much in that position where your protocols really have to work out how, the calendar, so that they can launch at a time when they're not, you don't get a very crowded week. Now, if we have in the future where you've got multiple projects launching within a short period of time, is the expectation that Mike Dean will have, in the usual way, go through these protocols, in a curated way for the benefit of the community? I think that is something we need to look at in the future. Perhaps we have a more, maybe an AI way of checking certain points that the community would have to be aware of, things like admin keys, is the contract verified, what sort of audits have been used or auditors have been used. I think we need to get certain touch points, if you like, for the community, so that the community can come up to speed very quickly in their decision making. So I'll take, for instance, a few months ago, we know that a particular protocol launched without having proper audits. There were holes, and eventually the protocol, of course, they pulled the protocol, but not before the community had put over 2 trillion TitanX tokens towards this particular project, which at the time was over 600,000 USD worth of TitanX. Now, it all worked out that the founders refunded the TitanX tokens and so on, which really is a testament to the strength of the community and the community ethos, the TitanX ethos that we continue to push. But I think the point here is, if we were to say, I mean, unfortunately for us, of course, the team sort of pulled, the website and everything. So you can't go back to that website and look at the information there. But I would have said sorry about this, I get to the point, but the auditors who audited that protocol in the future state of TitanX, what I will foresee is that those set of auditors will be on a blacklist. And so, in as much as we're focused within the community and making sure that the bad behavior and habits that exist out there that doesn't exist here, we can really impact beyond the community if we also start holding these auditors to account. And the good auditors, therefore, will emerge with the reputation and credibility that they do deserve. And so I think going forward, probably what we need to do, and I think we touched upon this a few months ago. Auditors that are auditing or that have audited projects and have done a shoddy job will be on a TitanX blacklist. And so the community will be fully aware that if a particular, a new protocol that's being launched on TitanX were to use certain auditors, you would have to be very careful as to the weight that you attach to such protocols. So I think that's that on security and the emerging risks that we need to deal with. We need ideas. We need to put our minds to this to see how we can make sure that the rails. You've got a fast train coming here. This is TitanX, of course. We've got to build the rails to take care of what we're expecting. Now, let me finish up with this point. We do have TitanX. We're expecting TitanX to be here for the next 10 years. The stakes that are really out there for 10 years. I think the last 11 months show that we have something special here. So I think we also need to start looking at a framework where TitanX is going to be here with us for the next, not just this cycle, but 2-3 cycles ahead. And so those are ideas we need. I think Chiz and those of us in the marketing group are also, discussing ideas. And so do watch this space as to the ideas that we will bring to the group. But we want to make sure that we put a framework in place that could carry the community and the beautiful protocols that we witnessed here, that we can actually see this through, not just for this cycle, but for the next cycle and the cycle after. I mean, just imagine actually a TitanX in 10 years' time that has done so well, gone fully deflationary, and a 10-year stake emerges, and how much that may very well work. Assuming, of course, we build a network effect and we build out the community and continue, and the value of TitanX continues to be experienced by those who participate. There is quite a bit of forward, looking and work that needs to be done. Now, anybody, if you have any questions, please feel free. We're still, we've gone well past the hour mark. We're now approaching the hour and 30 minutes mark. I think, the floor is still open. Any questions, please do feel free. Mike, I may pick on you again on this. I mean, the point I mentioned about the if we have 100 protocols, even 50 actually, 50, 100 protocols, and kind of putting in place a robust verification process that can help the community make decisions. Is there anything you want to add to that at this stage? Of course, we're not saying that we need to have any final decisions or framework needs to emerge right away here, but just wondered what you would like to add.
Yeah, I mean, so one of the things I would like to mention is that obviously there's only so much capacity I have on my end to do what I can do. So I think the more scalable thing would say is actually educating the community about the principles, and then they could have that they're going to be using those principles to look at these projects which are going to be launching, right? I think that's the most scalable thing, really, because otherwise there's only so much, let's say, few people can do in the background. And obviously when I see something which is there's more red alerts on it, obviously then I'll be putting my attention there to look deeper into stuff. But obviously, like, the more we grow and the bigger we grow, it's going to be like an issue, I guess, right? But I mean, some of the things you mentioned is something like I don't know, I mean, I could have like a little AI trained. At least I could just put in the white paper in there and see if there's any inconsistencies whatsoever. That's one. The second thing as well is, like, especially like on the TitanX subfront, right? Like, I'm trying to keep the principles of build on TitanX. I'm trying to follow them as good as possible, like as to my capacity, how I see them fit. And this is the thing of some of the stuff is like I would just have to wait until some of these things have launched, and I've seen the audits are there as well, and things are running, and then we'll list it, because some of this stuff is just too much uncertainty with a lot of this stuff. So these are the things which these are the challenges we have and we're going to have. But I think these are good challenges, and I think there is going to be a solution. But nevertheless, it's obviously, I think, still the easier part, or not the easier part, but more the scalable part, is like repeating the principles so that people know. That's more probably even the better one, because at least then the people who are going to participate, who are trying to participate, they can see the red flag straight away without even. That's more the decentralized way, I would believe, right? Just educate people, and then they know the principles, how they will look into things. So I think that's more the thing I would like to say. Like, that would be my point on this thing.
That's great. I quite agree. And Shiz, I'll hand over to you shortly. I think I think a checklist probably that the community can come up with. So it's not a checklist being handed down to the community. I think we all could contribute to this and perhaps put a checklist together that is not exhaustive. And the community must understand it's not financial advice, but it's just some sort of guide that new people who join, or community members can say, okay, this is a checklist. Have you looked at these items when you're looking at a particular protocol? Now, we can't overstate this, because if you look at other
the sound is a bit bad on YouTube.
and I'll
I'm going
just
to
leave
reload
it at
the
that
page.
and see
I'm going to
what's
be gone
going
for a
on
second.
in terms of the level of these.
So just 1 second, guys. I'm reloading the page because the sound is cutting off a bit. So that's that. Sorry, guys. It's a bit of an issue here, but I am going to join it again, and we shall see. So start listening again.
That by making
Hopefully
sure
that's better now.
that we prepare. In as much as we are probably, one or two dApps away from probably going through, the moon and beyond. I think the other side of it is, if there is a major hack, definitely, I think the only way to do this. And so please do kind of understand where we're coming from. And if you wonder why we're spending too much time on this, the entire ecosystem is really at a critical point at this point that I think we really do need to be proactive, to look at where are the risks, where are our operational risks, and how can we strengthen the community. And I think education is one that has cropped up a few times here, and that is absolutely correct. I think on that note, I would want to hand over to Chiz. Chiz, over to you. Hi, Chiz. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you now.
Oh, great.
Do you hear me?
Yes, can hear you loud and clear.
Cool. How's it going, all? Thank you, Plan A, for hosting. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Plan A and Mike Dean, for hosting this. You guys are awesome. A few things. One serious and one not so serious take on the serious thing. I'll start with the not so serious thing. So the whole thing about Mike Dean and how do we help Mike scale him, right? And so two things on that. One, I've got a Mike Dean cloning project, okay, that we're working on. Mike, we're working on it like it's happening. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay. The other thing is connected to that, in my experience, like how even decentralized communities and organizations scale, what happens is like small percentages of the people actually do large percentages of the work, right? It's like the 80-20 rule, but like, and so Mike Dean is like one of those people, I think, who's carrying a heavy load. And so what you do as a community is you build out around those people and make sure that you free those people up to be like the highest and best use of that person, right? And so what we do is we invest in supports and scaling solutions that are decentralized but also smart, right? That actually scale the human, right? Because it's true, Mike can't we can't clone. I'm working on it. I'm carving, you see me carving a few different incarnations of Mike, just because in my mind, like the work you do is crazy intense, right? And so I really appreciate you and the work you do. And I feel like how we scale this community is to build around people like Mike, not just him, but and so that's how we build like you can't really manage decentralized communities. What you do is you encourage, incentivize, you build in an ethos, and you hammer in principles and practices that can scale. And so my suggestion is let's all sort of build around Mike to make sure that TitanX Hub and that he and that site and that destination gets all that it needs, because I mean it's amazing, right? And we all want more of it, and so that's a sign. Let's back it, right? So that's sort of what I wanted to say about that. And then a few shout outs. Undercover Crypto, that guy's a great educator and an artist and an orator and musician, and so let's back him. He's got a reggae inflected tune that's hot, so let's back that. The other thing is a little shout out to the Blaze crew, inviting and Steve DeFi in particular, really great hosts and really good dialogue, so more of that. And let's see who else. Oh yeah, Rain Man, you know, Rayman, we're not going to talk about your protocol because there's other, you know, Flux is launching, and then, you know, there's other things. And I just want to let you know, like, your art is hot. It's really great. And so, you know, I think you can afford to spread that around a little, just, you know, spread the love a little, because it's a really good balance to the hyper masculine. I love it. I love the dragon stuff, and I love the, you know, all the animals and all the, you know, all the macho this, and I'm good with that. I like it. It's hot. And like, you know, a fully balanced ecosystem has lotuses in it too, right? Anyway, that's it. Peace out, y'all.
Thanks, Fitz. Thanks a lot. You're absolutely right. I mean, well put. I think, yeah, I think one of the major challenges we have in the future really is scaling Mike Dean's analytics. And I think, you know, if anybody has any idea as to how that could be done, there are definitely ideas. No, definitely.
I've got ideas. I've got some ideas, and I think that these are the kind. It's not just Mike Dean, but it's like it's the infrastructure of the decentralized community, right? And there's lots of ways to back it. And I think that, you know, I think we do it the same way that Jake built in builder incentives. You know, it's performance-based meritocracy, basically. And all of these protocols launching can build in, you know, incentives to build community. I mean, there's a lot of like Element 280 and Steve DeFi's like the Wheel of Vault are these liquidity web, you know, opportunities for community investment, I think. And so I think there's a lot of opportunity in the treasuries and all the smart token economics to somehow find ways within the regulatory regimes, right? And to be really smart, how do you incentivize builders? And I think Jake gave us the template. We just have to be able to extend it a little bit to some of the other infrastructure builders in the community. So yeah, I think it's just a dialogue. I think we'll get smart about it.
I agree. The infrastructure is definitely important. I think if we're able to scale this risk management part, which is really important, and when you look at it, we've not really had any significant incident that has been harmful. Put aside, of course, you've got these individual hacks, and putting that aside for a minute, individual wallets that have been hacked. But I'm talking about the contracts now, contracts that have launched on TitanX. So far, we've been through the community effort. We've been, you know, I think it's paid off. I don't want to say we've been lucky, because you know what, it's not luck. We've done a lot of work. A bit of luck to the extent that we've got some brilliant builders here. So on that front, yes. But I think the fact that the results that we continue to see within the TitanX ecosystem should not be taken for granted. It is out of, you know, the effort that we really have continued to put in here. And so let's continue to be vigilant. I would overflog that. I think let's continue to be vigilant, and if there are any ideas, please feel free to share. I think that's something that has come out of this session, is that really, as a decentralized community, cheers to definitely borrow your term, please do feel free to come up with your ideas and share these ideas to the benefit of the community. And if you want to build, there's of course support there for you to do so. But anyway, I think we could leave it at that. We're now gone an hour and a half, you know, and I would like us now to start wrapping up if there isn't anything else. So if there's nothing else, we will start wrapping up. Okay, great. Okay, so let's move on to our final comments. And bear with me, I think we probably have time to read to do a tweet of the week. And I think Mike actually brought up the tweet by Jake Sharp, which was on the 24th of September. And let's see. Okay, let me just have just a quick read of it. It says, our community is focused on educating people on long-term mindsets, security, and tokenomics, while other communities don't care about anyone but themselves and couldn't care less if anything happened to someone because they know they'll just exit scam in the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to be here for many, many years. So we're investing the time into educating the community and making them stronger. Quality of people is what creates quality of people. Right. And it goes on to say, a focus on quantity creates quicksand communities. That's so well said. I mean, how else can you put it? We're here because we truly believe in this, and you can only look at other communities to see exactly what we're talking about here. I really have to hold myself back from mentioning names, but I think those of us who've been here long enough know that, I mean, if we have to, we will mention names. And so, yeah, there are communities around us. We don't have to look far to see how many mishaps, how many so-called rug pulls, which is pretty much, scamming people of their hard-earned funds. And it's happened so repeatedly. And this will be the death of this space if it's allowed to continue. And when I say space, I mean the broader crypto ecosystem. And that is, from a practical perspective, that is something we as the TitanX ecosystem need to be conscious of and aware of. That the entire guardrails that we've put in place, and Mike mentioned this earlier, it doesn't matter whether one has been an OG in this space or not. The rule applies to everyone. And so I think we can make it easy on ourselves by just following the rules, and they're not that difficult to follow, and it's for the benefit of everyone, as we can see. Okay, so I think someone put there, Ali, do you have something to say? No, you put your hand, you sort of
No, I didn't have my hand up.
Well, I thought you. Sorry, you requested to come up. That's why. Sorry. Anyway, if there are no no questions and nobody wants to, nobody has any questions or is going to request to come up, I'll be wrapping up right away. Okay, we'll start with Mike and Ali, our builders. Final wrapping up comments, and then we will call it a day. Mike, over to you.
Absolutely. Yeah, so one thing I would just like to mention is that something Plan A you mentioned earlier today, that is something actually we had forgotten to say, and that was green candles or red candles were here every Sunday. So that's something I would like to repeat. That is something which I had forgotten for a little minute. So this is good to know. I want to thank you once again for all the people who are listening in. Some of you are on YouTube as well, so thank you for being there. On your way out, don't forget to spank that like button, as always. I like to say. And one of the things is, I think I would like to repeat something what Marco the Hexagon likes to say, and that is, don't be lazy on your education. I think I really like that, because I'm essentially very big into education, because, well, there are a few things which you need to learn, and especially if you're in DeFi, the whole crypto stuff, I think education is important, so you exactly know what you're doing exactly, right? And probably I would like to add to that is don't be lazy on your security education, right? Marco the Mexican says don't be lazy on education. I would like to emphasize a little bit more probably on the security education, because that's something which I get, like the DMs and all the horror stuff I get to I get from the community. So that is just something is like I would like to add. Don't be lazy on your security education. That's that. And regarding build on TitanX ethos, I think they are pretty clear. Um, and that's something maybe I'd like to repeat early on what I mentioned as well, and that is somebody in the community said this, by the way. I think they don't want, I'm not sure if they want to be mentioned, but anyway, I think that's something which I said earlier, and that is, it doesn't matter how OG anyone or anything is, and it's about lock, burn, and take off the market and pair with TitanX. So I think the ethos and rules are somewhat very, very clear, and this is maybe something we should be repeating more and more, so that is just more and more people just hear it, and it's also just a good reminder. So that's that from my side. Thank you for listening in, and see you next time.
Thanks, Mike. Ali.
Yeah, just leaning into the conversation quickly about the infrastructure. You know, a big part of the infrastructure is obviously streamers, spaces, all that kind of stuff. You know, the people that are putting the education out, having the conversations about what's going on within the ecosystem, what's going on within the particular projects. We're seeing, you know, Revo has stepped up and he's got that show now where they're inviting newbies in to ask questions. You know, Mo's stepped up doing more and more streaming. So it's, you know, there's a lot of, you know, it's potential OGs of people, OGs of our own system here already that are kind of stepping up and taking the mantle and helping to educate properly and put the right information out there. So that's a massive, massive plus for the community and for the ecosystem. So everybody, we're all, you know, there's another saying that now, no rest until 2026. We've all got to continue to work hard for our bags, and work takes many, many forms. You know, it's reading white papers, it's, you know, stepping up your security measures, it's consuming content and keeping up to speed with what's going out there. So yeah, everybody, no rest till 2026. And on that note, we have on the Weekly Blaze this week, we have Jeff Crypto Kindness is going to be on the show as our guest. We'll have another few guests as well as Jeff. Will be announcing that in the coming days. But also the theme for that, Jake put out a post today. What is your favorite tokenomic that you've seen built in the TitanX ecosystem? I was blown away by the amount of different responses. So that will be the kind of topic of the conversation. What we have seen built, what we love, and what parts of the protocols that are out there already that we love the most, and why. So yeah, Weekly Blaze on Tuesday, Jeff Crypto Kindness, and a few other guests as well. Have a great week, everyone, and thanks very much.
Thanks, Ali. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, just agreeing with what Ali was just saying, and the guys. Yeah, it's amazing that all the streamers and the community coming together. And Mo's idea, and Mo's really a man of the people. He's helped me out tremendously behind the scenes, even giving loads of encouragement at the beginning when I first went on the streams. And yeah, I think it's a really exciting Mo's idea of inviting community members on a stream to talk and have a voice and give ideas. So yeah, kudos to Mo, fantastic guy, and thanks everyone. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Weekly Blaze too this Tuesday. It's going to be an amazing lineup. So yeah, take care all.
Thanks, Steve DeFi. Thank you. Crypto Awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys so much, Plan A and Mike Dean. I mean, I don't think that can get said enough for doing this every single week, week in and week out. You guys are powerhouses and such a value to this community. And just thank you to all the builders. Thank you so much to Jake for really building a protocol that is hyper deflationary. I don't think we've been born into inflation, and we don't know what hyper deflation actually is, but we are about to experience it. And if you guys are on this call and you're new, just read the TitanX white paper. It's revolutionary. I think it's just as important of a read as the Bitcoin white paper was when it first came out, but it is so innovative. If you don't like it after you've read it a couple times, then maybe this place isn't for you, but I don't know how that can really happen. It's so incredible and important, but I'm blessed to be able to build with some of the incredible builders here, Ali and Josh. Thank you guys so much. Check out Flux today. It's happening as we speak, and yeah, we're like I said, we're going to be launching we're going to be announcing a launch date for AwesomeX as soon as we get 1,000 people in the Telegram, and that's AwesomeX wins. So if you go to you can just go to TitanXHub.com though, because that's really the place where you want to go to make sure you're clicking on the right things. So go to TitanXHub.com, check out number 21, which is AwesomeX. Click on the white paper, give it a read, click on the Telegram, join, and spread it around. As soon as we get 1,000 members in the Telegram, then we will be announcing the launch date.
Great. Thanks, Crypto Awesome. Rainman.
Yeah, great space again today, everyone. Hope Flux just crushes it. Chiz, thanks for the nice words, man. I appreciate that. We had a great conversation with Steve streaming yesterday. That was really, really cool. Mo got on there. He got off right before I got on there, which was unfortunate. Wanted to chat it up with him a little bit too. Yeah, Mike, with the security thing, I'd love to maybe be a part of that in some small way. I know I don't have the knowledge that you do on that end, but I would love to do anything I can to kind of help folks out so they don't, get their funds taken. So, if there's something I can do, just let me know. Also, like Crypto Kindness coming back, to the We Blaze this week is going to be awesome. Really cool. Looking forward to that. He started this with, getting Jake on when he launched TitanX way back in the day and some other things. So that should be good with Ali hosting. And also just lastly, I do have the Telegram for Lotus on my Twitter page as well as the X page if you guys are interested in that for when the time comes. But everybody needs their spotlight and space between launches. I think that's a great thing. So have a great week, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Raymond. Desk and Chiz, if you have anything to say, we still have a bit of time before we hit the 2-hour mark. If you have anything else to say, please feel free. We do have some time.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to all the speakers, including you, especially, and Mike Dean for all the works you guys been putting out. And I want to shout out to the TitanX LP team. If you don't know about them, they do have a Telegram group. If you want to learn how to provide LP in the TitanX ecosystem, I joined it. I found out about them through Jake's streaming last week or so. So I joined, and I'm glad that I did. So yeah, just want to shout out to all the people doing good work for this community. Your work is not going in vain. We all noticing the things you're doing. Don't think we don't notice all the things you're doing. We do. So thank you, and keep the good work coming. Have a great weekend on Sunday. Yeah.
Thanks, Des. Chiz, over to you.
I'm good. I have nothing else to say other than have a great week all.
Great. Well, to everyone, I think all the discussions that have occurred here today really are taken very seriously. You recall last week we had the discussion about education for educational tools for newcomers. And please do understand, we are definitely looking into this. We're trying to find out the best way this could be delivered. But what is very clear here, whether it be the TitanX ethos, whether it be what TitanX ecosystem means, or the TitanX protocol itself, we know that the information is there, but they're scattered, if you like. And we are looking at bringing that all the pieces of information required to understand this ecosystem better, We're looking at bringing that under one roof. And so these discussions are taken seriously, ideas shared are taken on board and implemented. So just wanted to say that. And on that note, I'd like to say thanks again to everyone for making the time to attend, and have a great week ahead. Thank you again. Take care.